Jesus. Hello, everyone. I'm back, and as you can see, I already can't type today. I did add. Oop, my seat just decided to fall all the way down to the floor. Um, uh, I added a Discord. I made a Discord channel yesterday. There's not. See? Oh, thank you, Steel. I added it, but I was like, if I click on it, it just, takes me, of course, because it's Mayan, but I don't know if it's the right one. So I added a Discord, and then I added a command that you can just click, you know, exclamation point Discord, and it'll bring up the link. I did add it to my little things in my About Me section. There's a new tombstone, and it says Discord with it. I added one for my throne wish list as well. You just, same thing, exclamation point throne, and I'm apparently doing this symbol all morning. Okay, and Steel claimed the coaster because I know she's been eagerly awaiting. And I'm not even going to bother asking if you want a Pokemon one or a Nightmare Before Christmas one. But I have Sylveon. Is that okay? That's Vaporeon, Flareon, Glaceon, Leafeon. It's one of these, isn't it? Is it this one or this one? Pink and blue. I don't know. I know it's not one of these. I know those. Because this one's like the psychic one, and then this girl's like the fairy one. The ribbons. Okay. Sorry. I'm like, I don't know. Okay. That's how I remember them. Like your water, fire, ice, psychic, fairy, dark. I can't always remember their names though. Use that to hold it back. Nope, that's right. Yes! And my sealant stuff was supposed to come in today, but it changed to tomorrow. But that's right. I bought this stuff to like seal, like you put it over the beads, and so then it sinks down in between the beads and helps lock it on the thing. I've never had a problem with them coming off before, but with the mail, I wanted to be super sure, especially since I was sending them to people. I heard you poked yourself in your eye with your pineapple. You're not supposed to do that. Okay. 53. You're not supposed to poke yourself in the eye with your pineapple. You're supposed to eat your pineapple, not poke yourself in the eye with it. And we have the advent calendar to start today. So, Tiniest of Turdlets open. Well, they both opened their advent calendars today. But his first card in his Pokemon was, well, I mean, he only has one. It's the Pokemon. Was the Glaceon V. Fantasy got a keychain, and I want to say it said something like lawful good or something. I don't know, something. It said something. It had a little like monster on it. It's D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm not positive. I should have took a picture, and then I could have put it in Discord. And in Discord, I put an Advent tab so everybody can share, like if they have Advent calendars, everybody can share a picture of what they got each day. If they want, of course. But I figured there are so many different types of Advent calendars out there. and everybody loves to share what little prizes you get every day. I have mine here to open on screen. Yeah, there are so many, so I thought it would be fun for like to make a tab where everybody could share what they got that day. What do we got? Of ooh, that's pretty. I'm pretty sure I have a netball. Pokey catch netball. Rude. That's alright. I bought a bunch of balls. Pokey catch ultra ball. I bought balls while I was watching Carrot stream so that I would have some for Mayan. I'll have to send you a picture or the link for it of something I got, fantasy, which I thought you would like. Obviously, I can't put the link in the chat here, but I can send it to you. I meant to do it yesterday and then completely forgot. How is your studying going, Steele? And I don't remember when you said like the test was for it. You probably said it and I just completely missed it or forgot it. That happens a lot. Oh look, I wore a Christmas shirt just for you. It's got the little aliens from Toy Story. The ooh ooh ooh. It's the little aliens from Toy Story. I almost wore Christmas pants for you too because I have Christmas leggings. I mean, that's kind of good that you haven't scheduled it because then you don't make yourself feel like you're under a time crunch to like get it all learned by this date. I think that makes studying harder because then you're so worried about the deadline that it makes it harder to like retain that information sometimes, or you feel pressure to like the pressure overtakes. And of course I can't figure out how to like say that so it makes sense to other people what I'm thinking in my head. mm, Yeah, like if there's a way you can almost like download it so you can save it and then have those questions to review. Peel back up. Fine, do it that way. Okay, I think I got all of that color. I was worried it was going to be dark because we had crazy fog this morning. Like, you couldn't see like 5 feet in front of you. It was really bad. But apparently, that has moved on. Yeah, it rained like all day yesterday, so it was super like crazy fog today. And I was like, man, I hope the sun comes out because if not, even turning on the lights, like in the room, it might still be a smidgen dark. And then I have to be careful with the ring lights on the cameras, turning them on, because then it like reflects off the shiny Legos, and then it doesn't really help. It makes it worse, so you can't really see what I'm trying to show you. And like with the diamond dot, it makes it hard because then it just reflects. So I was like, man, I hope it comes out, but it has gotten brighter, so that's good. At least it rained yesterday and not like this weekend because we're gonna go to Kansas City to the IKEA to get Fantasy a, I don't know, her room is not that big. So currently, like most of the floor is taken up by her bed. So we were gonna get her a loft bed, and I'm torn because yes, it will give her more room technically because the bed is in the air and she has all that space underneath the bed, but I still feel like it takes up like the whole room. So, but we're gonna give it a shot and see if that helps. But we have Kansas City Zoo passes as well because it's only 2 hours from us. So I was like, at least it rained yesterday and not this weekend, and then we can go to the zoo while we're there as well for a little bit. I say Memphis, not Kansas City. Jesus. I think Kansas City is just on my brain for some reason. I don't know why. We're going to Memphis, not Kansas City. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, the kids love zoos and aquariums and the whole 9 yard. So there's this farmy type petting zoo place like 15 minutes from our house that Fantasy found online somewhere, I guess searching for like places like that for her birthday, like zoos and aquariums, trying to decide what she wants to do for her birthday. And you can pay and hold a baby kangaroo there. and they have like llamas and just a ton of stuff. Because they're old enough now that we give them the option. They can have a birthday party with all the trimmings, invite people over, or have it at a place, not far from us, obviously, and like do that whole thing. Or we can go somewhere as a family and they can do that. So they have both chosen this year for it to be like go somewhere versus have a big party. Part of that, I think, is because we're still fairly new to the area, so they don't have a ton of friends that they could invite to a birthday party anyway. Plus, again, they're older. The birthday parties kind of aren't the same as when they were little. So she found this place. When her brother had his birthday back in September, we went a couple hours from here and went to the this aquarium and museum, and they loved that. But it was a couple hours away, so we spent the night and whatnot. So we're gonna have to find something to go along with it from her because it's only 15 minutes away. Hi, Devonverse. Let me get you.
Poop is coming.
We have a few minutes left working on the coaster Steel Redeemed right at the beginning. It's the Fairy Eevee. It's a diamond dot coaster. And then once it's done, I will send it to her in the mail. Well, after it's done and I seal it and that sealant dries, I will send it to her in the mail. And the sealant stuff should come Saturday. So, and we have the and we have the advent calendar to do then. It's not Lego, it's like brick building though. I'm just gonna call it a Lego advent calendar though, and if somebody has an issue, oh well. I did make my Discord, Devin, and so you can check that out if you want. There's nothing really there. There's some sticker war and a wave thing going back and forth, and some raccoon videos. Which, oh my god, those raccoons are so adorable. I love raccoons. I love the trash pandas. And I found out last night it is legal to have a pet raccoon in Arkansas as long as you rescue it from the wild as a baby. And you can only have 6. They put a cap on it, which means somebody had more than 6. I love the trash pandas. They're so adorable. Okay, so the one author I have, she has a pet raccoon, and his name is Rodney. And Rodney loves animal crackers, and she bought like fancy Trader Joe organic animal crackers, and he refused to eat them. He is a fat trash panda, but he is adorable. Oop, Carrot's raiding in soon. Okay. That is our 15 minutes for this. I think there's more 6s though, so I'm just gonna leave 6 out on top of it and set that off to the side. Because I know somebody else will claim it when it's up. Ooh, Danny raided in. Let's give shout out for the Carrot. I need to get one for Danny. So, oh, and Rabbit. If I can keep this up. If I can make my fingers work today. Okay. Yes. Okay. Make sure I got everybody and I didn't miss any comments. Yes! I showed you either one of those. Really, I don't... Stupid me thought it was redeeming Pokemon cards, but I don't care. Like, I gave you a couple options, and then you can choose. I like all those little crochet animals, and it makes me wish I could make them, but I cannot because I am uncoordinated. No, really, I have like 15,000 points in your channel. Those 5,000 aren't going to be missed. Yeah, you're like, you used all your points. No, I could have redeemed it 3 times and still not used all my points. That would be adorable, and I'd love it. I would have it sit where you could see it in my stream. That's what I randomly do, and you can tell my snack from earlier. I finished off a tub of strawberries. There were only like 4 left, so. That would be adorable. I love bats and... Oh, yeah. Yep. Like individual spiral curls. And I didn't do anything to my hair. I washed it today and put in hair oil and spray leave-in conditioner and then like pump leave-in conditioner, and this is it. This, I didn't do anything to it. This is how it dried. And it's not completely dry either. Yeah. This is the only part that looks Spanish. The rest of me is white girl. So, this is the advent calendar I got. It is not Lego brand, but it is brick building. And I liked it because, let me see if I can show you better. You can kind of see it. Okay, so like you can take days 1 through 6 and make this bigger item, and then like 7 through 12 and make this bigger item, and so on and so forth. So I liked that better than the Lego one where it was just 24 days of little pieces, because I've done it the past couple years, but I feel like then I'm left with all these little like tiny, and I don't know what to do with them. Ooh, Devonverse got a heavy ball. Wow, it's impressive that there were 5 of us already in here. Normally it yells at us that there's not enough. Okay, so day 1. Whoa, look at all the pieces you get. I think that's day 2. Smushed over a little bit. So, I don't know what this will be, or because there's clearly not any kind of real instructions. I mean, there aren't with the Lego ones. Oh, there are instructions in here. That's even better. Because with the Lego ones, you have to guess. Okay. Hopefully your meeting doesn't go horrible. I need a scissor at my desk to get this dang bag open, though. Okay, so the Lego ones, there's usually... And it just fell. There's no, like, directions, and sometimes that's a little confusing because you have to figure out. But this one has little directions to tell you. Oh, and look, and then in the back, it tells you how to combine them to make the choo-choo train. So this is eventually part of the choo-choo train. That's amazing. So it gives you the step-by-step instructions, which I love. And they look very similar to Lego. They just don't say Lego. I had showed this one to Carrot, and when I sent it to him, it was out of stock. But I can definitely check if it's back in stock, if anybody's interested. I mean, of course, it's December 1st, so you'd have to catch up on the days once it comes, but that's not, you know, a crazy big deal. Carrot, if you have to raid and run, I completely understand because I know you were hungry, that you hadn't eaten while you were talking in your stream. And I did drop something on the floor, but I've yet to figure out what it is, so. I saw it like roll right past me. And then I felt it hit my leg. Okay. And these go together pretty well. For like, if anybody's built with like off Lego brand, you know that sometimes they don't always go together well. But these are going together pretty well. How is everyone this morning? Afternoon, evening, I don't know, because people are all over the place. But wherever you currently are, how are you doing today? I finally caved and made a Discord. You can do exclamation point Discord, and it will bring up the link for it. There's not much going on over there, but I know 'tis the season for advent calendars, and I know me and Carrot talked a lot about like different ones, and we're excited to start ours. I did make a channel for advent calendar, so if you got an advent calendar and you would like to share what it was today, and each day, you can post it in that channel. There are just so many different ones, and I love advent calendars. Personally, I'd buy a million of them and just open a different one each month because I love them. What did I do with these? Oh, on top of it. So maybe what I dropped was extra because I am loving, though, that they gave me directions. But I did make a little channel, whatever, for the advent. Okay, see, and then so these were the instructions for like this build, but then when you turn it over, it says like directions 7 through 12, like steps 7 through 12, to make the choo-choo train. So I'll keep these, so that way when we get to that day, I will have, or when we get through, I will have instructions to help me make the bigger one. I'll have to look for whatever dropped. But whatever dropped must have been an extra piece, because nothing, I had all the steps, pieces for all the steps. So that is very cool. So this is today's build. It's like a little card type thing. Like maybe like a snowplow. Let's see if I can find it on here. Oh yeah, there. I don't know, maybe like a snowplow. Doo. Either way, that's pretty cool. And then when I stream on Sunday, we'll open days 2 and 3. And then catch up. So I was gonna try to build this today, It says, "Hello, Fantasy." There are 2 books in it. So it tells you how to make this version and this version. But there are also several other versions you can make. So, okay, here they are. So you can make this one, or this one, or either of these two as. Ooh, I'm still learning. Uh, as well. So, which one would we like to build? And I found them on a web page, so we can switch to the web browsing and I can bring it up for everybody to see better. So, let me scroll up. It shows you like how to make this version and this version in like the actual books it comes with. Those are the 2 books it comes with. But then you can also, let me scroll down, sorry, make this version. Sorry, I meant to bring up my chat so I could see what you guys were saying while I was doing this. And then I got busy finishing watching Carrot and forgot. So you can build this version, which is similar, but all the candles are the same and near the top. And then this one, you could hang and have the candles. And then this one has like no red, no bow, no candles, different types of. And it looks almost like those are probably candles there standing up. And then this version. So, what do you guys think? And I figured I'm not going to buy 6 of them. Hello, Kevin. I'm not going to buy 6 of them, obviously, but I thought it would be like good to do, like take apart at the end of the season and do each like then each year have a different wreath. Like at the beginning of December, do a different wreath each year, and that would last for like 6 years, and by then nobody would care if I started over again. But what do you think? What do you guys think? It doesn't exactly have instructions for like those other 4 outside of the 2 books, but it does seem like they all start relatively the same, making this kind of base for it, and then you build up from that base. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy 6 of these. I'm just buying one, and then I'm gonna build a different version of it each year. And that was one of the reasons I got it. It was fairly cheap. He'll get over it, really. I needed no prompting. I had been looking at that boat for a while, and I was like, oh, now it's hard to find. Now I have to get it because I found it. And it turns out Carrot does have it, and Carrot wants to do a co-stream, so it works out perfectly. We can build the boat. But yes, do you think we should just do one of them that is one of the books it came with, since it's the first time? And if so, which book? Should we do like this one with the candles? Sorry, I'm trying to hold it, but then it gets fluffy. This one with the candles, which would kind of be like a table piece, which I still have the other one on my table. Hello, Beauty and the Geek. Welcome in. We're trying to decide which wreath to do because it turns out there's 6 versions of this wreath. No, I don't want to tag myself, you silly nugget. There are like 6 versions of this wreath that you can do. Yes, 6. So they give you 2 books, but then in the back, nope, I think it's in the back of the second one, there are like 4 more you can do. So I do not plan, no, I do not plan on buying 6 of them. My plan is to do 1 a year. So I can build it, and then at the end of Christmas, I'll take it back apart and put them in their bags. and then next year I can rebuild it as a different one. But I'm trying to decide which one to build this year. If I should do this standard. You've only built the main hanging one. I kind of like the candle one because it would be like something you could put on the table. And we are going to host Christmas Eve, like Christmas meal, but we're doing it on Christmas Eve. I don't have a feather ball. Pokey. Catch. Do I have a magnet ball? I do. And we're gonna host this year, so I think I'm gonna do this one because then that I can put it out as like decoration. But I do not plan on buying 6 of them. I plan on just taking it apart at the end of December, beginning of January, and kind of like taking it apart in reverse so that, right, like I could put like a red candle in there even if I didn't light it, but like or some kind of display with red on it. Maybe a little glass, like the hurricane vases. You can get them different heights and maybe put like red Christmas balls in it. I could do something like that. But yeah, my plan is kind of like reverse engineer it at the end of the season and put it all back, in the bags. And then next year I can bring it back out and we can do a different version. But I am not going to buy 6 of these. I'm already in trouble because I bought more Legos. See, what had happened was Kevin said that he's been saving his points, and I knew that. He's been diligently saving his points so that he may redeem the big one and dictate what I build next. And he mentioned that as I was finishing my Viking village, that if I had like a boat or something to go with it, and I was like, I know what set. There is a set. Let's go find it. And then we shopped and we realized it was kind of hard to find. So then I bought it. And I told my husband I bought it and that it was Kevin's fault. Because I must appease my peoples. Oh, look, another Lego separator. Listen, that's what we need to figure out. Listen, I built a flower with my Lego separator, but one even like thought of a gust of wind knocks it over and then it falls apart everywhere. I need to figure out something to make with all these Lego separators. I have so many of them. But yes, this is the chaos for today. I made a Discord. I'm going to probably say it 5 million times during this stream. Because frankly, I don't know what to do besides randomness. Right? Lego fingernails. I saw one where they took them, like, so that's how I had my flower. I put like 2, and of course now I can't do it. But I would do this and keep building up. But then once it gets to a certain height, any kind of even thought, like you move too fast in the room and it falls apart, but it's on the other side of the room. But I saw somebody did like this. I don't know how they did it, but it was essentially like this. Maybe it was like this, like every other direction, and it went around like in a circle. And I was like, I probably have enough of them to do that. I'll have to try to find it again. But I need to, or if anybody knows of something to do with these, some kind of decorative thingy, I am more than willing to try it. I have enough. Okay, so bag 1 is really 2 bags. And they all seem to have the same kind of base to start with. So even though the other ones don't really have directions, like A, B, C, and D don't really have directions, I think maybe it wouldn't be too hard to figure out as long as the base is kind of the same for the whole way. Did you build this one already, Beauty and the Geek? Oh. Helps if I read the whole step, not just decide to connect it. Okay. Correct. About 2 years ago. Yeah, I went through and I kind of tried to pick like different Christmas ones or winter themed ones so I could do them during December. And I got a few. I think I have enough to last me the whole month. Sans Kevin's fun. But both the wreath and the candles. Um, but I didn't want to buy more than one because it had different versions. So, but that's usually what gets me is they have so many different versions, like the Groot that's half um Venom. I had to buy two, so because I had the original that came out before, and then I had one that was half Venom, half Groot, and then one that was all Venom, a Venomized Groot, and then the Patronuses for Harry Potter. I had to buy two, one for Remus, one for Harry Potter. But I was like, I'm not going to do it with this one because I can just take it apart and redo it. Okay, this next one. Okay, so this was steps like 1 through 8 to build this thing here. Then it says we're going to do the next one, the next set of instructions 15 times. So let's dig out 1,000,000 pieces. I normally try to do like when they're similar, like the same, like make two of this, whatever, all together. But I'm gonna do that with 15 of them. So that's clearly not gonna work. But it's really only like these 2 pages are the total instructions. So, but it would be nice to have two. Have one candle, one wreath. That wouldn't be too bad, but I'm definitely not going to get 6 of them, and I probably won't even get another one of them. But it's like 2 wouldn't be crazy. And I finished Christmas shopping. I'm done. I mean, some of it still has to come in the mail, but I am done purchasing it. And I guess technically I'm not really done purchasing it. I have to get on Steam and set up where like they don't deliver the game until whatever date you set. Um, so technically I'm not done. I have to do that, but like I know that's what I'm getting him. I just haven't done it yet. So I'm counting it all as done. So Christmas presents are done, and I just need to finish up their Christmas Eve boxes, which I have to take them to the Hallmark store so they can pick new. Okay, fantasy, I see you. So they can pick their, because every year we do Christmas Eve boxes. We pajamas, a movie, a book, a game, something in there, like a cup or something, and new pajamas. So I need, yep, solid. Okay, I need to take them to the Hallmark store so they can pick out their new ornament for this year. This is my Dollar Tree headband. I found this light up headband at the Dollar Tree. Uh, but yes, and then I need to lay out the stuff I bought them for stockings and make sure I have what I think I have. Did you ever look at so many things that you think you bought something, and then when you're like, oh, I got time, I don't have to do it. You finally get everything out and you realize I did not have what I bought. No, she knows. I mean, they know generally what's in their Christmas Eve box. They know it's a movie, a book, pajamas. Like, that's not a surprise. They don't always know what the specific book or game or prize is, essentially. But they know generally what's in there. Because it's the same things every year, just different types. And usually the family pajamas they help pick out. We have a we usually do matching family pajamas, and they usually help pick them out. Sometimes they'll say like they like two different sets, and so then it's a surprise which set we decided on. But most of the time, they know what pajamas they're getting, but they don't know like what if it's a book, a movie, game. Yeah, and they pick their ornament, or they pick a couple of ornaments, and then I go back and choose one ornament. But either way, I have to take them. It's not really like a huge surprise. And sometimes I will tell them, I'll be like, I got all three of you the same thing. It's mystery this. And so they kind of know, but they don't know at the same time because they don't know. I keep wanting to turn the page because I finish, but I just not turn the page. It's not time. But yeah, it's not. It's not a complete surprise. And I think it's still enough of a surprise. Yes, they know they're getting an ornament, but they don't know what ornament. They know they're getting a game, but they don't know what game. Kind of a deal. And sometimes I change it up. Sometimes I also put a new cup in there, or like a plate or something, or some other little thing they have been hinting at or pointing out, or they pointed out at the store that they liked. But we've been doing the Christmas Eve box basically since they were babies. So by now they've kind of figured out what at least is somewhat in there. It may not be like the exact item, but they know generally what's in there. Okay, let me finish these two and then I will eat the sugar. And you can choose. I have gummy bears or Reese Pieces. Which kind of a candy? I have Reese Pieces or gummy bears. Oh, I did have a skizzer over here I could have used. Which one, Fantasy Beats? What kind of pies? I don't really like pie. Like fruit pies are not my jam. I like peanut butter pie and chocolate Hershey pie. But I don't like fruit pies. It goes back to the like mush in my mouth. I can't. I don't like pumpkin pie. Oh, never mind. I had a piece of my Terry's left. I'll eat that. Do you make your own crust, or do you use like the frozen crust, pre-done crust, whatever you want to call it? I don't think I've ever baked a pie. I might have helped my mother-in-law bake pumpkin pie once, but I don't really remember. frozen ready. Because, listen, just because I don't like them doesn't mean you can't love the heck out of them. I like the concept of them, but I can't texturally take that mush in my mouth. They smell good, they look good. I love them in concept, and I wish I would like them, but I can't. I can't put the mush in my mouth. A Krabby. I don't think I have a Krabby. I'm pretty sure I have a netball. Pokey catch netball. Oh, gotta spell correctly. Oh, you mean I finally ran out of netballs? Rude. Lemon meringue. Like, I love when you go somewhere, you know, like a diner or whatever, and they have like that carousel of pies. They always smell so delicious. And I look at them and I think maybe, and then I tell myself, no, you know you won't be able to eat it. You can't eat Jello. How are you going to eat that pie? Okay, we have built 8 so far. 8 of 15, so we're about halfway of building these specific pieces. Woohoo! Fantasy, Kevin, and I caught it. And of course I put the wrong color. Strawberry rhubarb. Rhubarb is one of those things I don't completely understand. Like, what does rhubarb taste like? And why is it always in pies and jams? What does it taste like? So I'm weird. I like fennel, and a lot of people don't like fennel. It tastes like black licorice. It's so good. Crazy hates it. He's like, why do you like that? It's so tart. And I'm skipping steps despite the fact that I've built this 8 times already. I've wondered what the rhubarb tastes like. So it's tart. Is it tart like cranberries? Because I love cranberries. I make cranberry, and I call it sauce. Scott, okay, see, I watch a show. I watched that show, no, Heartland, and it's a Canadian show made by like the Canadian broadcast system. And they talk about the Saskatoon, but I was like, what does that taste like? I'm curious now. Similar to, I love cranberries. I make, I'm not sure if sauce or relish is more an appropriate term for what I make. Because I take the cranberries when I buy them and I freeze them because it's easier to pick out like the bad ones when they're frozen. I love cranberries. They're so tart and good. Ugh, I love cranberries. Anyway, I freeze them because for me it's easier to pick out the bad ones as Juneberries. I don't think I've had Juneberries either. But I love cranberries, so I'm okay. I'll have to find them and try them. Anyway, I freeze the cranberries. I know I've said this like 5 times now, but it's easier for me to find like the bad ones, and so then I can just get rid of them. And then I dump them in my blender / food processor, whatever you have. And I put just like maybe a 1/4 cup of sugar for the whole bag, because there's usually not a ton that are bad. You know, like so bad that you can't eat them. Because I freeze them right away. So, okay, have fun. Have a good day, Beauty and the Geek. I'm not sure which one I'm talking to. So, one, both, all, have fun. But, and then I just until I think it's you know till they're crushed enough. Oh, you do? Don't tempt me. I would totally eat them. I love all berries. We go through so much fruit, it's ridiculous. Um, but and then I put it in a bowl, and like I just leave it out on the counter so it can finish like thawing, defrosting, however you want to put that. And then it's super juicy because as it thaws, all the juice leaks out, but they're all minced up into little pieces already. So all the juice just kind of helps it do its business. That sounds bad, um, but I like them that way. I think I learned to do it in like eighth grade home ec or something, but I just continue to make it that way. And the youngest turdlet, I have to make him his own bag because he's like, if I leave, like if I just make one bowl of it, he'll eat like half the bowl by himself. So I have to make him his own little bowl of it. So he gets his own bag of it. And he will just sit there by himself and eat it straight out the bowl. But frankly, there are worse things he could be wanting to eat a ton of, so I'm not going to argue about it. Big rhubarb patch, too. I'm going to have to look at rhubarb next time I go to the grocery store and get some. Maybe not a ton, just a couple pieces to try, but I like the tartiness. And I know some people put a ton of sugar. I think it was Carrot that said like the bag actually says you should put a whole cup of sugar per bag when you're making it, and as somebody who loves sugar and like literally lives off of it, that is too much sugar for me. Not like, oh my god, it's too sweet, but cranberries are supposed to be tart. Like it defeats the purpose for me to use that sugar. Like if you don't like the tartness of cranberries, why are you eating cranberries? And I can never eat that cranberry jello in a can. I don't care if you buy the one that comes out the same shape as the can, or if you buy the jar or whatever, it's like chunks of it instead. It's still jello, and I can't. First of all, I can't eat the jello, but like it's just so, I don't know, nasty. And if you love the stuff in a jar, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's what is it? There's something else like that that's like that too. It's well, tomatoes are technically a fruit, but everybody says they're a veg, but they're technically a fruit. But yeah, there's a couple different plants like that. Like you use one part of the plant this way and then the other parts of the plant a different way. Yeah, like celery. Yep. We are on the last one. Yes, 6, 7, that makes 14, 15 in my hand. Okay. I don't know where that blue piece came from. Make sure I didn't miss a blue part on the other build. Nope, no blue. Okay. Points are building up. It'll be here Saturday, just waiting for you. Okay, for some reason I had a blue block in there, and this whip thing, I don't want to say whip. It's like a, not a chain, but kind of like something you would use to hang. Ooh, that's cool. I like Pick a Brick. And as soon as I organize my current bricks, it'll be more effective to do Pick a Brick. I need to find 4 more snow reindeer to go with my Santa and his sleigh, because I didn't want to buy 2 of them, 2 whole sets, because then I'd have a whole extra sleigh, and I don't need a whole extra sleigh. I just need 4 reindeer. So I need to to get on like eBay and stuff and see if I can find 4 more Lego reindeer. So this is, it's the wreath. I got the wreath because technically it has 6 different versions of it. So every year I can make a different version, and then I'm guaranteed one definite winter Lego set every year. And there, like I said, there's a ton of, so they, all 6 versions basically start from this platform, and then it just changes from that. And like I said, I don't know what, there was a blue brick and this kind of like rope connected to 2 pieces. I looked at the tree and I wasn't sure about it, so I got this instead. Book Talk. What am I currently reading? Oh, itchy ear. See, it's called, I thought it was D for Declan, but it's not. It's D for Deacon, and there is a whole, like, the concept is that it's A for Aiden, B for Brett, C for Carter, D for Deacon, E for Elijah, or I don't even know if it's Elijah, but uh you know, it'll carry on the whole alphabet essentially. And it starts, they're all kind of connected, but you could probably read them separate and not be like super confused. The other characters do reoccur, but each book is really about that couple. So you could probably read it without the others and not be like super confused or anything. So in this book, so he's really friends with the guy from the 3rd book, because this is the 4th book, because D is the 4th letter in the alphabet. But he he was in the military with the guy from the 3rd book. But him and, so like the first 3 guys kind of know each other, and it's seeming like these next 3 guys are gonna kind of know each other, like prior to the mountain. And so he has moved here with 2 of his military buddies to start like a logging company, because the one guy's family was in logging before, and they said they would help him start up another logging company in this area. So they have moved there, and he what is like his secret is that he actually comes from a pretty wealthy family. Like, he has a trust fund that he doesn't pay attention to, and it still keeps growing. Like, the zeros on that bank account are ridiculous. And he kind of hated growing up that way, because he was always expected to act a certain way. Like, only worry about the country club and all that. And he didn't feel that way, which is why he joined the army to begin with, because he wanted to help. And so he donates most of the money, and his bank account just regenerates anyway. So and he kind of likes the girl that works at the diner. And so far, it seems like almost every girl in the series has worked at the diner. It wants me to do straight across, but that's not actually possible because there's not an even amount. But I guess that's kind of this one. Well, I guess there is an even amount because I made 15 and I had one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'm wearing the lighted Christmas headband. It hasn't been 15 minutes. But I will wear it. I'll continue to wear it. It's on solid. Would you prefer it to be something else when it gets to your turn? I gotta find where she redeemed it. No, that's right. If you want your points back, I can give them back to you at the end of the stream. I'll remember to get on and refund them, or I can keep it on. I know it's kind of hard to see sometimes. My chair has a mind of its own and it keeps moving. So then I adjust the camera, but then I forgot that I adjusted it after my chair slumped. And so then my camera's not the right spot anymore. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, okay, are you sure? Because either way, I'm fine. I can keep them on. It does light up. So, I'm about done. So, it's kind of hard to tell. So, this is off. And this is fast blinking, slow blinking, just on. And that was off. Fantasy had redeemed them. And she wanted just solid. And I'm trying to see how far back she redeemed them. Because I think she was just about up. Because there's the last Pokeball. Yeah. So she's up right now because 15 minutes is about the time between Pokemon. So I use that to help me keep track of times. Like when it's near it. So I can keep it on and change the light or leave it as the solid. Since you redeemed the slow blink. Yeah. So fast, slow. I guess medium blink, whatever. But yeah. I bought them from the dollar store. They cost $1.25. Fast blinky, okay. That's solid, off. Yep, that's fast blinky. There we go. Okay, make sure I didn't meet. Okay, I wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally mute myself as I was taking them off. I felt my finger hit a button, but I wasn't sure. Okay, now 28 leaves. Listen, if you need like leaves and stuff, you're better off just buying this set instead of Pick-a-Brick because it's like a ton of them. That's 4, 8, 12. Okay, so for the book. So she has a crush on him, of course. The girl, her name is Rebecca. She works at the diner. She's kind of young. Younger than him, but that is neither here nor there in half the books I read. 4, 8, 12, 16. No, that should be 24. Okay, 4, 8, 12, 24. Yep. Okay, so just 4 more. And so she's had a crush on him, but he's just now, like, he's saw her before, but thought she's too young for me, right? You know, of course, I must stay away. But there was something about the bonfire, or she works, that's what it is. He went to go get a new tattoo, and she works at the tattoo parlor. That's her thing. Her, he's not really her uncle because he's not related to her, but the man she calls her uncle, um, he owns a tattoo parlor, and that's her dream, is to become a tattoo artist, and she is getting there slowly but surely. But you know, while you're learning the trade, it doesn't always pay the bills, so she has to work at the diner. Today's the green stained glass cup thingy. And so when he sees her there and he's sitting there getting his tattoo, then he realizes, I'm interested. So I'm not very far into the book, so we shall see what happens next. I think I'm at like 245 books for the year.
Apple
So
Gift
far.
Card is a practical gift that
I think.
unlocks a world of entertainment and fun. You can send it via email or give a physical card to your loved ones. Your friends and family can spend it on their favorite Apple services, including Apple subscriptions. Apple gift cards can be used to buy all things Apple: products, accessories, apps, games, movies, TV shows,
Okay,
iPad
Devin.
Plus, and more.
Have a
Visit
good chat with your
apple.com
sister.
for details and to send Apple gift cards to
Yeah,
your
I
friends
think
and
I'm at
family
like
this holiday
245
season.
ish. I think I set, I don't know, whatever I'm at, it says I'm 15 books ahead of schedule. I remember that. So if you use the it's a it's not just an app, it's a website too. So you don't have to download another app. You can just use the website. But it's called Goodreads, and it's like got like every book ever published listed on it. And you can go on there and create an account and check mark like I want to read this book, I've read this book, and you can make bookshelves where you can like divide things in, like this is sports romance, this is, you know, nonfiction, this is biographies, whatever. Like make your own shelves essentially. And then you can add books to those, and then you can have like want to read, to like, so they call it to be read list, TBR. And then you can like say you've already read this book, and put whether you liked it or not. And you don't have to really leave like a review, like type stuff out. You can just click like I give this book 5 stars, 4 stars. If you don't like it, you can give it 1 star. Okay, so that's how that's going so far. It's got a bunch of the little like leaves in the center. But also you can create a read, they call it a reading challenge. So you can put in there like, and I mean it happens fast at like 11:01 or 12:01 the new year, they start the new one. So you can go in there and put like I want to read 50 books this year. Like you just make your own personal reading goal. And so I've been doing that for I don't even know how long. So you can also like, and then you can have friends on there too if they have an account, and then you can see like what their goal is, where they are for their goal. They can see where you are for your goal. I don't know. I'm a nerd. But that's how I keep track of what I've read. Like, because sometimes you'll be somewhere and you'll be like, did I read that book or not? Because sometimes the covers look really similar, or the author has another title that's pretty similar to that. And so didn't answer the phone. Okay, welcome back. Um, and so that's where I keep track. Or like sometimes it'll be part of a series, but it won't tell you like what the names of the other books are in that series, like in the front of the book or the back of the book. So then I can look it up on Goodreads and find the other books in that series. Okay. Oh boy. I have a feeling I'm gonna get lost really fast in this. Nope, we're skipping to this one. But yes, I haven't read a ton in that book, so. But it's good with the kids too. I can make like a shelf of books they want, and then when I go to buy them books, if they're not with me, then I can see which ones. We'll be like, oh, they said they liked this book series, okay, and then go from there. Okay. But it's just a handy, if you like to read or know somebody who likes to read, it's just a handy little website. And like on the main feed, kind of like Facebook, the main feed, they will give you recommendations like, hey, you liked this book, you might like this one, or your friend read this book. Like you can see other people's progress, whether they've started to read, if they've liked a book, all kinds of stuff. hoping I'm doing this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, okay. Just making sure I'm on track. Okay, I just did those 2 steps. Turns his bed into a fish tank? Like a platform bed, and the fish tank is that like
We
bottom
have
part,
always lurked among
like he
you.
built up the bed. Beedo, Beedo. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I wonder how that'll turn out. Because you assume at some point you are going to have to get into the fish tank. So he would, the cover where his mattress and stuff would definitely have to be something you could move without a terrible amount of trouble. Like it would have to be fairly easy and light. I mean, I guess my version of light to somebody else's might be different, but that is still interesting. I've seen people turn like old TVs, you know, the TVs that were like part of like they were a big thing, like not like TVs now at all. You know, it was like almost a TV in a box, like you had like would put stuff on the top, almost like it was a touch or a table or whatever. I've seen people take those and turn those into fish tanks, which is kind of cool. Okay, we've done this one. Now this goes here, then this goes here, and this one goes here with that there. I think it's cool how people find ways to repurpose things. Like somebody else may have just thrown it away because to them that was it. It was done with its purpose. But I like how other people find a way to like repurpose that same item, make it something entirely new. And it's so creative. Like I don't feel like I'm
Someone was at the front door. Who?
okay. UPS was at my front door. Sorry, my ring is telling me there was somebody at my front door. I'm going to quick mute and do my be right back and go grab that because I have a crazy fear of porch pirates. Okay. Sorry. We have the ring and everything, but I still am like crazy where somebody's just gonna steal our stuff off our porch. Where am I? Yes, it's a wreath. And I did that. Nope. That's why I was confused. I put the flower at the wrong end. Yes, it is a wreath. It's going to look like, sorry, like that when we're done. And there are actually 6 different versions of the wreath you can build, which was one of the reasons I got it, because each year after Christmas I can, like, reverse take it apart and put the pieces back in the right bag. And then the next year I can build a different version of it. And it won't be like building the same thing because it's going to look a whole different way. So we're going to reduce and reuse the Legos. Come on. Okay, I can't find the bottom of that. Okay, we're going to skip this one. Then put this one here. And it's Christmas time. I feel like the porch pirates are even worse around Christmas. So despite the fact that we have a ring, I'm still like crazy nervous about leaving packages on the porch. And I think some of it is that this is our first time in like a really long time living not on a military base. And not that porch pirates don't exist on a military base, because they do. I think it's that there's like even more possibility of it happening. Sure didn't miss anything. There's that. And it's not a very big build. It says it's 510 pieces. So I didn't expect it to take like the whole time at all. But I liked that it was kind of used over and over, like in different ways. Okay, then we're back at this.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business.
Okay, so like, see, we're done with bag 2, but there's a ton of pieces left. Like these are all the pieces that are left. But that's because you can use them on different different versions of it. So let me
sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/YouTube audio. Shopify.com/YouTube audio.
I think it made it. There we go. But yes, if you just wanted kind of leaves and stuff, I think this would even be worth buying it just for that, because there are a ton. I mean, you wouldn't have to do pick a brick. You could just, come back and use pieces from this in other ways. Okay, it does say to use some pieces from bag 2. These black ones. Okay, I don't see... Oh, they're in the bigger bag. So we have to take... There are more in this bag, but they wanted you to also take the 2 from bag 2 and add it to that. So it came with 2 instructions. So 2 wreaths that you could build without, complication. And then in the back of the second book, which is this one because it's actually like the second version, it tells you 4 more versions, but you'd have to just build them by sight. But the base is kind of the same for all of them. So I think when I take it apart, I'm not gonna I don't want to not take the base apart, because then that'll reduce the time it takes to build next year, but I don't know, we'll see. Okay, now I gotta find kind of where they want these. Nope. And now it's hard to tell. Okay, sorry. I gotta figure out kind of where they are in the thing. Okay, I think they have it. Okay, that's kind of what they have at the top. So this one. Oh, duh. All the ones with 2 ground pieces. There was a parent meeting last night for Fantasy's archery team club thing that she's involved in at school. They wanted to give the parents info about, because there's a tournament this month, and then finals, or I guess state qualifiers, something like that, in January or something like that. And pieces am I looking for? And they want to up the amount of days they practice, and the length of practice. Which, I mean, they just stay after school, so it's not like you're having to pick them up, take them home, then drop them back off. They just stay after school, so it's not that big of a deal. But they were talking about that. Nope, I almost forgot I have this little bucket over here. I shouldn't say almost, I did forget. Okay, let me find all these pieces so I don't get confused, and then I will do that. I won't finish the step, but I gotta at least finish finding the pieces, or else I'll be all confused when I come back to it. Okay, I do need you. So I have 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 1 more of those. Okay. Okay. Stuck to my finger. But yeah, so we're kind of, she's done other things where maybe she wasn't really on a team, but like she tried violin, and that while she did it, she didn't necessarily like the amount of practice that was involved in playing the violin. So she only did it for 1 year. And then she was on kind of like a little track team, and she didn't want to do it even like the next half of the year or something like that. So now she's on this, and she enjoys it, don't get me wrong, but then when they're like, okay, we're gonna have practice on Mondays too, and we're gonna extend the time, she's like, I'll just stick with the one day I'm already going. I'm like, that's not the way it works. You're on a team, you practice when they practice, not just some of the time. And she's like, they said I don't have to go to the competition on in December. And I'm like, okay, but you're on the team, so yes you do. Like, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. You're not gonna. So I think she might be a little frustrated with me right now. Okay, it says B. And I was like, you gotta practice to get better too. Like, if your whole thing is, you like doing this, don't you want to get better? Then go to the extra practice. Yeah, so what was it the other day on Tuesday? My chat wouldn't work. Like, the chat box on the screen wasn't working, and like the sounds weren't working. So I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. So I of course had to get off, get them from school, whatnot, and they came back, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out, and they worked just fine. So I have no idea. It was Twitch being twitchy. Like, it was crazy. I was like, I don't understand why it didn't work. When now there's like no problem. I didn't adjust anything. Yeah. I was so confused about why it didn't work. Because I had even closed out and reopened the command chat bot, thinking, because that's the easiest way. That didn't do anything. Okay, Pokey coming up soon. And I know normally when I do it in the title and everything, I put what we're building and like the item number and a link. And I know I didn't have that because I wasn't entirely positive. what I was gonna do. So I will be sure to add that afterwards. What was it? Oh, I've never even seen that before. Let's do. Okay, catch. Ultra. I don't think I've ever seen that Pokemon before. Woohoo, I caught it! If you haven't done your Poke Daily today, don't forget to do that if that's your thing, if you do it. I know not everybody is crazy about Discord or any of that stuff.
This whole game is rigged.
But if that's your thing, if you do it, don't forget to do it. I, for once, did not forget to do it before I streamed. I didn't get like anything good though. I got like $94 and 2 Pokeballs. Ooh. I'm always so excited. Like I always go and like read the couple redeems around me in the chat just to see what some people got. And I always like heart the ones that could get good rewards. And then I'm excited for the person. I don't know why it's not like there's any skill involved in anything, it's just totally random. But I always get excited for the person. The smallest boy child has a Pokemon advent calendar with the cards, I should say, because I know there's several different types of Pokemon advent calendars. His first thing for today was a Glaceon V card. He was very excited. Like, it told him on the outside of the box that there was one in there, but he didn't know what day he was going to get it, and he was excited that it was like the very first day. He said it set a good tone for the box, hoping that then all his other stuff would be good too. I'm not sure with those, you know, because they're advent calendars, if there's really much chance or if like kind of they're all the same. I know like the Glaceon V, because it's listed like on the back of the box, it's definitely in there. And it's probably first for everybody. But it does also state he gets, oh, dang it, I just wanted one. So many packs of Poke cards. Like he gets 9 booster packs or something like that. So I wonder within the booster packs how much are kind of the same and stuff like that. But okay, and that's the last one in the row. So he's excited. He can't wait to see what he gets each day. I mean, and that's the whole point of an advent calendar, is to kind of be excited about it. it was like the one move was like, you may search through your deck and find the evolution of a Glaceon. And I was like, what the heck does a Glaceon evolve into? It is the evolution. It would be a V Max card, we figured out. The other day in my stream, I think it was me and Kevin who caught it, but there was an Eevee. I was like, Steel is gonna be so mad she missed out on an Eevee. It's gotta come back around. So I know you said yeah, it was like you have a Pikachu. Yep. Um, I know last night you said you found a Pokemon vending machine, and you said you weren't going to talk about whether you bought cards from it or not. But you don't need to talk about it. I already know you did. You couldn't resist something like that. If I saw a book vending machine, I would have to get one from it, even if it wasn't a book I was particularly crazy about. Just to say I got a book from a book vending machine. But the question is, how many Pokemon cards did you or did you not buy? Or how many Poke Packs did you or did you not buy from that vending machine? Because I don't need you to confirm it because I already know you couldn't resist it. Okay. It was a booster pack. See, I don't need you to confirm it because I already know you did. Kevin, click on the Pokemon you want to trade and scroll all the way down to the bottom. And then it should say Wonder Trade. And you click that. You don't get to pick what you get in place of it. It gives you like a random Pokemon, but that is how you trade them. If you need me to, I can bring it up on my thing and show you on like the web browser part. Yeah. I mean, there's just some things you don't need people to confirm or deny. You just know they did. I mean, in real life, you just pick a card and trade with the person, but on here, that's how you trade. You go to your Poke app on the page there, and you click the Pokemon you want to get rid of, and you scroll down to the bottom and hit Wonder Trade. Like I said, you don't get to pick, but that's how you do it. Yeah, I mean, like in the video games, you go to a Poke Trainer, or you in the Pokemon Go game, you trade it to Professor whatever for Poke Candy of that type of Pokemon. It's been a long time since I played the video game, though. Any version of it. in real life, you just find a friend who has Pokemon cards and trade with them.
Obvio, entre más mejor. Pero los botines sucios y los balones de fútbol los ponen atrás.
My kids are lucky they have a built-in Poke friend. They just trade with each other.
Vive a lo grande, con asientos para tus hijos y los amigos de tus hijos. En la primera Grand Highlander.
Ah. Yeah, in this game here on Twitch, you can't trade like person to person. I mean, I wish, but it'd be so much better than Wonder Trades. But no, not here on this game. It fell off. So I've been binge watching Young Sheldon, and that is hilarious. I laugh so much. I'll finish the beads that are in this tray because there are only a couple. No point in putting them back. Like there was this one scene, and he was talking about something with his sister, and she's like, "Ew, I'm never having babies." And he goes, "That was a lie. She went on to have 4." And then they cut back to the scene, or like they unpause the scene, and she goes, "And if I do, I'm taking all the drugs they'll give me." He goes, "That, however, was true. She took all the drugs." I'm making sure I got this. I'll figure this out eventually. I love the Big Bang Theory, and they make lots of references to it too, about like how he had no friends, and then it shows like the cafeteria where they always meet up during the Big Bang Theory and stuff like that. So that's where we're at right now. Not a terrible lot left to do, really. Okay, back to the wreath. I feel like probably almost done. And then I can set it on my counter, and it can be like the focal point for some Christmas funds. Because the way our kitchen is, we live in an old house. Because, and I say old, like it was made in the 70s, late 70s. The house was built, and I don't know if it was ever like updated through the years or whatever, but it definitely has some pieces that we're looking to upgrade. But what is it? It's a pan pour. I'm pretty sure I have this guy already, so I'm not gonna rush. The way the kitchen is, you have like the fridge, then a little bit of counter, then the sink, then like the corner, and then we have like the stove. And it seems like maybe at some point this little island part was added on, or maybe it was there the whole time. I don't know. But you have the stove, and then like one cabinet's worth of space, and then two cabinets up top, but not down below because it comes out into like an L. And so I was like, and that's where I'm gonna put all the food I make for whatever you want to call it, Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve dinner, whatever it is. Okay, now I gotta figure out where to put these bows. Like, where? So there's this and this. Nope, it seems like maybe... Okay. Sorry, I gotta look closely and figure out where. So they have one of these, but then they have this and this. So, not that. Then they show this. Okay, so here.
Your go-to shrimp cocktail or your first Cajun risotto. Kroger has all the freshest ingredients.
I don't know
to
if that
embrace
was
your
too far
traditions.
forward.
Kroger, fresh for everyone.
And right now, you can save when you shop your faves.
No,
Just
I
buy
think
6
that
or
was
more
right
participating
because...
sale items and save 50 cents each
Ah,
with your
it was
card.
right.
Kroger, fresh
Look at the
for
other...
everyone.
And then, of course, across from it here. Okay, so there's our two little bows. Kevin and Steele caught it. So now we're doing candles. 4, 5. A cap and a flame. Of course, this flame, like, oh, cause, duh, I'm skipping a piece. If I just push it hard enough, it'll go in. No, it won't. Right? Like, I'll say bummed, but overall, I'm like not that heavily invested in it. So, like, if I catch anything, I'm like, yes. I mean, it does get frustrating when it's been like 5 streams and you haven't caught anything. That is frustrating. But overall, I'm like, ooh, I caught something. There are very few Pokemon where I'm like, damn it, I didn't catch it. On occasion, there's like, man, I really would have liked that one, but it's not like liver, you know, I'm not gonna die or anything. I'm gonna freak out. And I mean, we joke that it's rigged, but I'm not like seriously upset about it. But yes, if anybody catches any, I'm like, yes. It's frustrating when it says no one, because you're like, okay, 3 people in here threw a Pokeball. You mean to tell me that even with some of us using that thing where it tells us which balls have a better chance, that still no one caught anything? That's a little frustrating, but... You know, that's a little frustrating, but such is life. I mean, what are you gonna do about it? Okay. Okay. Now it wants us to go back to... I should have just left them out because it keeps letting me to reference them. But I guess this is a... They do that because in one design it's in this bag, but in another design, you know, you don't use them in that order, so it's not that bad. Oh, nope. Wrong one. But I will leave them out since I keep seeming to have to go back to them for pieces. And 8 of these little cherry things. Cranberries. Okay. So each little palm leaf gets a cranberry and hooks on to these black pieces next to the candle. Oh, I see. So, like, talking more in chat, especially around the times when they are going to be are catchable, makes it more likely that you'll catch. That makes sense because it seems like I catch less during my own stream because I'm not chatting in chat. You know, I'm talking to you. I don't need to type it in. I just talk. So that kind of makes sense. And the same way with where like sometimes when Carrot streams in the morning, I am more lurky. So that kind of makes sense. I'm not like chatting as much. So that actually like makes sense. Welcome back, Crazy. Woo! Get back on. There we go. 2 more little leafy leaves. Come on. But yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, Kevin. Okay. Now 6 more of these. Put a 3, 2, 1 thing going on. Okay, I'm confused. It had me make them. It said 6 more of these, 3, 2, 1. But then it didn't say to put them anywhere. It, like I said, it makes perfect sense. Because like I said, I catch less when I'm the person doing the stream because I don't need to type in chat as often. You know, like sometimes I'll post the link or whatever, but I don't really chat that often. And just doing the Poke Catch, I mean, my odds do go up when I use like the ball it suggests, but still, I feel like I catch a lot less than say when I'm like super chatty in Steals or Aloha Crawl, you know, whoever, or Carrots. Okay, I made these. Now, what do you want me to do with them? I feel confused. It has... see, it says to make 3, 2, 1, but then it doesn't say where to put them. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Very confused. Well, I'm putting them back in the thing then because it didn't tell me where to put them. So then it shows you these are the other 4. So kind of very similar to what we built, but with all the candles up there at the top. They are. So like this one's 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then this one's 4 and then 3 and then 2. But it had me make more. It had me make more and then I don't know where to put them. It didn't show anywhere. But so this is the other one of the 4 that they don't give you like explicit instructions in, but I feel like it's very similar to what we just did. And then they have this one where you could almost like hang it on the wall. And my guess is that's what this is for. And then They have this one, which almost kind of reminds me of St. Patty's Day for some reason. I don't know why. But again, it looks very similar to the one we built, just without the red foliage. And then this one is another that you could hang up. Kind of simpler with just the big red bow at the bottom. But yes, okay, let me, like I said, so it had 6 different versions you could build, which I felt was like a lot. And then I could do it like each year for the next 6 years and not have built like really a different one. And after 6 years, who's going to care if I start over at the beginning? You know, like who's going to remember? But I will get baggies and put these in so I don't lose any of the pieces. Right? Like I'm excited. I don't want to like, you know, build 4 of them this year or anything, like 1 a week or anything like that. But I did like that the variety. And I'm pretty sure that's what these 2 pieces are that were left over from like the first bag. This would be like if you were going to hang it, you would stick this on the back with some bricks over it to kind of help stabilize it and keep that on there. But and this box is a little different. So like normally the boxes, you know, have like the flap on the side and then you throw it away. This box kind of opens like a pizza box. Like the box itself is meant to be reusable. So I thought that was cool. Okay, we have like an hour left. Did we have some free with purchase? We have this one. It was a free with purchase that we could do. It's a market stall. Or I have a Houses of the World 3. I have 3 different free with purchase things over here. We can do one of them. So this is a free with purchase. And this wizard. And then the market stall. Ooh, I'm still horrible at figuring out which way to move them to make them come in screen. So, do we have a preference? And I just bumped my mic. Which one we'd like to use to fill the time? I took a nap yesterday from like 1:30 to 2:30 before I had to pick up the kids. The market stall. Okay. It does have two. But yes, now I can move a weekend long nap. I feel ya. I feel like after the holidays, I will definitely need that. Oh, this was, if you missed it in the beginning, this was my little advent calendar thing for today. And I have a Lego, not Lego advent calendar. It is brick building, but it is not by the brand Lego. But I'm gonna only open it on screen. So like today I opened one because today was the first. So on Sunday when I stream, I will open 2 and 3. So that way I'm only ever like opening them on stream, and then we'll build those. Let's see. Pokey catch. So this is 2 bags. And oh, where did I?
This whole game is rigged.
It is 271 pieces. But it'll be a cute little market stall to like go with my other Christmassy build. And it has 2 minifigures, a snowman, and a Christmas tree. You know, besides the building. Okay. It wants us to build both our little people right away. So we have a girl person and a boy person. She does not have the like two face, you know, like one face on either side of the head. It's just pure one face. I always say the face on this Lego person looks like a little kid, and I'm going with it is a little kid because he's got the tiny non-bendy legs. So I'm going with that it is a child versus like an adult. I need to find the cup and the money, and then we'll go. So he's probably supposed to be like a customer at the market stall because he's got money in his hand and she's holding out a cup. Oh, yay, crazy. Woohoo! Oh, there's the money, I bet. Yep. So there's our lady minifigure and our kid minifigure. We'll set those down. So I saw in an article that potentially they are working on Hogwarts Legacy 2, and it is rumored that it would be like WoW online, like multiplayer. You could play with your friends and make your own Quidditch team. Like I said, it's just a rumor. I have no idea if it'll, you know, is the truth or close to the truth or anything like that. But I saw an article. I didn't open the article and read it, but that was like the tagline. I mean, that would be kind of fun, but also at the same time, I'm not quite sure how that would work. But I am just playing the storyline, so I don't know if the actual game, like outside of storyline mode or story mode, is a lot different. Right, like I said, it's just a rumor, but that's what I saw. That there are reports that they are working on Hogwarts Legacy 2 and that it would be MMO. I mean, I would play it, but conception, like I said, from what I've been doing, I don't know how that would work, but I am also playing story mode. I don't know how much story mode differs from that. And I also was not sure like how long it would take to play through the game, which is why I picked story mode first, because you can take your time and explore the game and learn all the how to do all the things. So I don't know what like regular, I don't want to say regular play, but like non-story mode play is like in it. I've only been playing the game with you guys, like streaming everything I play of it. You know, besides the original setup of the settings. But everything past that, I made the character online and all that. So I don't know what like non-story mode would be like. I mean, I'm tempted to make another character and see what non-story mode is like. But I also kind of just want to play it on stream, so I don't know. Like, do you just go out wandering around? You know, if you're not in story mode? And I guess I could look it up as well, but where's the fun in that? I do think the concept of like being able to make a Quidditch team with your friends and all that is interesting, if nothing else. Well, it's not here yet. It's not coming in till tomorrow, so you're safe. You're safe. I know, I'm close on Carrot too, and then I'm gonna make it build another puzzle. You think he's learned his lesson from the last puzzle? That it does not go as fast as he thinks it will? Plus, I think he said he got some smaller puzzles too. He's fine. We both know you can be angry at him, but I was probably going to buy it anyway. How many times am I left alone in Target and other stores, or hell, Amazon, where they sell Legos completely unsupervised during the day? You're just lucky I haven't bought the train because it's on sale. Every day I look at it and go, oh, it'll never be $150 off ever again. I should buy it. But then I think about we have other stuff we have to get, and I haven't bought it yet. So see, the $100 was a lot safer than Carrot, who told me the train was $150 off. Carrot was like midstream. He's like, hey, have you seen that sale? Mid my stream. So we're always going to tell each other about sales and things. Carrot pointed it out midstream. He typed it in. He was like, you see? Because I had mentioned it was on sale at the beginning of that same stream on Lego.com as part of like the Black Friday. And then I didn't buy it because I was like, no, if I buy it or I didn't get it from Amazon because it was $150 off, but it was $100 off at Lego.com. But I was like, if I use my $100 off certificate plus it'll make it $200 off. But then I didn't have enough money to do that. And it's still not all claimed. No, a Carrot told me it was on sale. Something else was on sale. The big Lego Hogwarts train that's like $500. And then, so I didn't buy it. And crazy is like, I think he's waiting for me to get tired of waiting and seeing that it's still on sale and just getting it. He's hoping if he ignores me enough that I won't get it, which is probably true because I want it so bad, but it's just so expensive when we have other things we have to pay for. But my brain's like, hey, get it. So the $100 one is way cheaper than the one Carrot showed me, so I think he's only not mad at Carrot because I didn't actually buy it. If I bought it, Carrot would be in the hot seat too. And really, it takes no provocation for me to buy a new set of Legos. like a fat kid in a candy store. I am left unattended with access to money. It's like a fat kid in a candy store. I can't help myself. I'm surprised he doesn't just make me get cash out when I go to a book signing, because that's dangerous too. And I have one of those coming up in March. Yeah, like if I had no children, ooh, I'd spend way more money on stuff. But I have children and they have needs. What was it? There was a joke or something I saw. What was it? It was a little while ago, but they were like, it was a husband and wife, and they were like, we've decided we don't want kids. Let's go home and tell them. I was like, I think it's too late if you already have them, unless they're older. But I was like, that's a good one. I feel that some days. Listen, we could have gone on way more vacations had we chose not to have children. But we chose to, with the first one, not do anything necessarily to stop the probability of children, and then we kind of planned the second one. Yeah, we don't want kids. Let's go home and tell them. I was like, man, that doesn't work unless they're like old enough to no longer be in the house. I feel ya though. It's like being in the middle of labor and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Well, it's too late. Now you have to finish. Oh, I think this is supposed to be like a little cash register. It is. Or maybe a coffee maker? I don't know. I'm going with cash register, but it could be like a coffee maker too. Oh, it says Pokemon soon. Right? It was like, we decided we didn't want him anymore. I laughed. I was like, oh, I laughed probably more than I should have. But unless you have kids, you won't understand how true that statement is sometimes, that you're like, man, I don't want kids. I've changed my mind. Yeah, well, I mean, in 5 years, they won't even be in the house. Well, they might be in the house, but they definitely won't be my problem anymore. They will definitely be able to supervise themselves. I think maybe this kind of looks like a nutcracker almost. Like, I don't know if you can see it. I see like little arms and the little hat, maybe like a nutcracker. Yes. We've been married for 15 years, so 5 more years, the kids will definitely, I mean, the youngest will be 18. If he can't take care of himself for a week. I have failed. My whole goal is that he doesn't grow up to think that, or to, he grows up so he can take care of himself, and he doesn't expect like his girlfriend to start doing all his laundry for him. We were talking to the nurse at his last physical therapy appointment, because he was talking about how he needed to make his dinner. He needed to make dinner when he got home because it was his night to cook. And the lady was, "Oh,
game is rigged.
it's like a chooty choo." And she was like, "He cooks," and I was like, "He has to do it one night a week. That's his. If he wants to stay up till 9 o'clock, he has to cook one night a week. Like, if you want to stay up and be a big kid, you have to take a big kid joy." And the lady was like, "That's fantastic." She goes, "Man, I should have did stuff like that with my son." Her youngest, she was trying to teach him to do his own laundry, and he's like, "Why do I need to know this?" And she's like, "Because eventually you will leave this house, and you'll need to wash your clothes." And he's like, "No, I won't." And she's like, "What do you mean, no, you won't? Like, you think your clothes aren't going to get dirty?" He's like, "Grandma will do them." And he's like, "Grandma's not going to be alive forever." And she goes, "And I'm not doing them." And he's like, "Fine, my girlfriend will do them." Like, his whole answer was that there would be another woman in his life to do it for him. And I was like, and that is my whole goal, to teach my son that he can do it himself. That a woman is not going to be responsible for him. And I was like, second of all, whether you like girls, boys, or everybody, you want to catch somebody, you want a partner, somebody to be with, you do the cooking and you do the laundry. I promise you, a girl will swoop you up if you're willing to do the cooking and the laundry instead of her. Ooh, and this one's a little rocket. I was like, especially like with some of those things I see on the internet where they're like talking about, oh, I can't even go into what they talk about. It makes me so angry. But the way they talk about women, I was like, man, no wonder they're single. But I was like, my mom went with her mom and sister to the East Coast for a vacation. She left a bunch of ready-made meals for my dad and brother so they could eat for the 2 weeks. Yeah, like, she had to plan everything she needed for the vacation and still plan so that they wouldn't die at home. I'm like, nope, I don't want that. I want to release a male child on the world who can take care of himself. Like, there was a video not that long ago where the woman had gone away for like a week on a business trip, and she made sure she cleaned the house spotless before she left. And when she came home, I mean, she could have got FEMA disaster relief funds for her house. That's how bad it was. Like, she could barely open the door without hitting something. It was just everywhere. And she just shut the door and left. She's like, nope. I mean, I would have went in and been like, I know you don't think I'm cleaning this up. And there was one where another lady, she stopped picking up after her boyfriend. Like, he would come in, kick his shoes off, leave them in the middle of the floor, kind of a deal. But he did that with kind of like everything. And so she just stopped picking up after him. And one day he was like, man, the house is really looking a mess. What's going on? Are you okay? And she's like, this is not my mess. This is yours. She's like, it took like 2 weeks for him to realize that she was no longer cleaning up after him. And even then, he didn't realize that she wasn't cleaning up after him. He just thought the whole house was a mess. And it was, but it was because of him. Like, she cooked, she would do the dishes, she would wash her dish that she ate off of. But she wouldn't call him to dinner. He would make his own meal or just order in and then leave, like, the food just laying there. And she didn't do his laundry, and I have no clean underwear. Like, okay. But I mean, I kind of do that with, I'm able to take care of myself. My wife does appreciate me, and I'm training my kids, including my daughter. Yes, I don't think they are chores that are either male or female. So they both are learning to cook. They are both learning to do their laundry. They're both, she has even cut the grass a time or two, which, I mean, is definitely something she doesn't enjoy, and she's gonna have to do more than she's done in the past to get her prepped for it. But they're not, like, you eat, you wear clothes, you live here. These are not male or female chores. These are life chores. Everybody needs to do them. And I want both of them to know that it's not one or the other. Like yes, I don't want to say was, because I still am a stay-at-home, but that doesn't mean that only I'm responsible for the chores. You know what I mean? Like, it's still a 50-50. And I have never wanted to murder somebody more than when I hear, well, you're stay at home. I don't. Have you ever stayed at home with 2 toddlers? No? Then you don't know that is more of a full-time job than a full-time job. Yeah, Crazy's mom told him that the reason she taught him to cook and clean because his chances of getting a woman were slim. So he needed to know how to do those things because she didn't expect him to find a woman. That's his own mother. Says, now if one partner is home more than the other, that partner should have more of the house chores, but only because they are home more. Yes, I agree that they should have more chores, but then it becomes a kind of a, in certain instances, well, you're home all day. But yes, when they're older, I fully agree that, okay, more chores than before, but when they're young, staying home with one or especially 2 or more is more of a full-time job than most full-time jobs. Because it seems like there's never a break. And even if your partner wants to help, sometimes or more often than not, the kids don't want to go to that. So even if your partner's like, okay, I'll get them, the kids are like, no, that's okay, I don't want you anyway. So there is, like, not a break. Right, like, I do most of the at-home chores because I am at home. But there are some chores that I feel are not, like, my sole responsibility. Like, when it comes time, like, normal laundry, you know, whether you split your clothes or not, I separate mine. So, like, I do darks on Monday, lights on Tuesday. The Wonder Child, the boy child, does his clothes on Wednesday. Fantasy does hers on Thursday, and then I do towels or whatever on Friday. However you do it. You know, but then when those special like laundry, like for the camper, we have to wash all the linens. Crazy is capable of putting them in the wash machine and running it. Like, I don't feel like that is my chore, especially. Or like when it's sheet time to wash all the sheets, that is not my chore, especially. Like, it is different laundry. And we all eat, so if you see the dishwasher is empty and needs to be loaded, just because he worked that day doesn't mean he couldn't do that. Do I typically do the dishes? Yes. But, you know, like, I feel, I don't know. Right, like, what gets me is, like, you see all these videos, you know, where they're like, I need to decompress, I worked all day. Well, yeah, what do you think I did all day? Just because I didn't leave the house to do the work does not mean I didn't do the work. And I mean, Crazy's not like that, don't get me wrong, or start thinking he's like some horrible husband. He helps a lot. But in general, I find that there's not a lot of guys who are willing to do that. And that's my whole thing. Like, I want to not have my son go out into the world and be like that. Nope, that's not right. You're not the right Lego. I mean, Crazy has always helped. It used to be when they were little, I don't want to say lock myself, but I would go into the bedroom on Sundays and I would only come out to eat. And that Sundays was his day to take care of them. Like, I deal with them the other 6 days. Today's your day. Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of people underestimate how much it actually, and a lot of work that you don't even think about as being work. Like, that person makes the grocery list. They figure out what you're going to eat. Then they go and get it and make sure that you have what you need to make those things. That's all, like, work you don't even think about as being work. Like, there's a lot more than the visible chores. There are a ton of, like, invisible chores. Like trip planning and like keeping like a calendar of who has what on what days, like for the kids and stuff. That's all like invisible stuff that you don't even really think about. It is a cricket tot. Listen, I probably butcher these Pokemon names so bad.
This whole game is rigged.
That's the wrong angle. Listen here, you little Lego. Line up. There we go. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a winter market stall. Did I do that right? I did. I'm just holding it slightly different. Yeah, so it looks like it has like a cash register, a choo-choo train, a toy soldier, a rocket. This was cute. Being in the like free with gift. Right? Like I hate that. Then no one caught it. Like, come on now, somebody could have caught it. You could have at least given it to someone. I didn't look if anybody used any of the, like, specialty balls or anything, or the ones they recommend, but that's when it really frustrates me. Like, we have the little cheater app that tells us the best Pokeball to use for that Pokemon, and then it's like, nope, still, no one caught it. That's frustrating. Okay, and there's the little fronts. We got little like streamer type deals. Now it looks like we're building the snowman. Okay, this part and this part. Don't be like Steel last night and start connecting stuff before it tells you to, and then she had to take apart because she connected too soon. Yeah, the Poke Info bot. Steel says it's cheating because it gives you like more information about the Pokeball, like its weight or the Pokemon, like its weight and stuff. So then you can like better figure out which ball to use. She's like, that's cheating. And it sometimes tells you the better ball to use, like your percentage. Granted, it doesn't do that every time, but you know. She says that's a cheater bot. I don't care. I'll use the cheater bot. We all know I'm not above cheating. I use the walkthrough during my game when I need to. I don't care. Okay. Nope, it's supposed to be in between. Blue, then a red. Yeah, it's an info bot. I don't, just like the walkthrough, I don't really consider it cheating. I'm not like using a cheat code or anything per se, but sometimes you just get stuck, or sometimes you just need a little more info. Oh, okay. It went on so fast I didn't realize. Okay, that's the snowman. Ooh, I bet it does smell so good in your house right now. Like I said, I love the way pie smells and looks and everything, but I cannot ingest the pie. Well, I can, but it's got to be like chocolate pie or peanut butter pie. And those really aren't pies so much. But crazy. Don't be dramatic. You like all things, not just pie. You like anything that isn't going to eat you first. Have you seen Chicken Run? No. Is it a game or like the movie Chicken Run? Because I think maybe I saw that movie once a while ago with the minions. And now you guys are my minions too when you're in my Discord. The movie, I think I saw it once a while ago. So there's our Christmas tree. I wish They had like, I'm gonna put this. Yeah, the claymation. Yep. Okay, this wasn't on in the instructions, but I think that gold brick on top kind of looks like a star, so I put it there. I don't care whether it was there or not. So this was our little market stall. True, you do like things that could eat you as well. Yeah, I saw it, I think, like a long time ago, though. Like, it's been a while since I've seen it. Okay, apparently my Lego person doesn't want to stand up. There we go. I'm trying to gauge how close to the... Nope, it has to be one back. How close to the register I could put chicken pies. I don't remember that from the movie, but something tells me. Now I'll have to make the kids watch the movie with me. It'll be forced family fun. Okay, I put the little tree there next to the stall, but there's not really a way to connect the snowman. You know, without making it unlevel. I guess maybe could do it that way. I missed some pieces. Could I do it like this? Maybe. Ooh, I did get it to connect, kind of like that. So it's kind of connected. I make chicken pot pie soup, which is like the filling for chicken pot pie, but without the crust. And then I make muffin, like, I don't want to say muffins. I make biscuits, and you can add them to it. Because the girl, a fantasy can't have gluten, so I don't do. I mean, and I don't make the crust. I just make biscuits. It's lazy chicken pot pie, and I don't care. But so this is our market stall, the free with gift. The tree there, though, I put it there because I was like, oh, that'll be cool. But it's blocking the choo-choo train in the market stall. So you have a choo-choo, and then you have a rocket, and like a nutcracker toy soldier type deal. Nope. Well, I'm gonna put it back there. It's not like anybody's really gonna be looking at it. If I can figure it out how I did. There we go. But so this is what we made today. We made the wreath and the little market stall. This version of the wreath. And then at the end of the season, I'll take this apart and put it back in the box. And next year, we'll make a different version. Because there's like 6 versions. So there's that. That was the plot point. The farmers were egg farmers making minuscule profits. So she makes a crazy business plan, stock in the pies. Hey, you do what you gotta do to make a buck. Said somebody else was at my door earlier. Oh yeah, there was somebody with packages. Okay, I'll have to go get those after the stream. But yes, let's see who else is currently streaming. Hey, I think your Legos are out front, Kevin. I think they came early. Let's go to Be Right Back for a second. Okay, let's go back. I'm pretty sure this is your Legos, Kevin. Come here, Skizzers. It is! Right? What, bam, Kevin? There you go. Let me see. Well, my Legos, you're redeemed. How's that? I still do kind of want to because of the building, but I technically already have a Viking building. But this way, when you get enough points, it'll be here waiting for you. It says it's almost 1,200 pieces, but with the 3-in-1s, you never use like all the pieces. So I don't know really per that set what like the real amount of Legos you would use is. But yeah, it's like I said, with the 3-in-1s, it's hard to tell because that's not like a real determination of the Lego count because you use some on one set but not some on another. For the 3 you can build, but make sure I didn't miss any redeems while we were talking. Nope. Let's see. We still have like a half an hour. Maybe not. No. Listen, my brain can't handle it. This is why I usually start at noon because 3 hours is 3 o'clock. When I start at 11:30, my brain's like, what are we doing? Okay, let's see who else is on right now. Let me go to my Twitch because the app only shows you, or like when you go to like Raid now, it only shows you like a couple. It doesn't really show you everybody. Lightning Builder is on. Bad News Bags. Potatosaurus, Local Brick. RC Spaceport, Zach Rutledge, and then 9.5. And I gotta figure out like how long they've been on. Because, you know, they may also be getting off soon, depending on how long they've been on. Oh, I don't know what you are. Let's do
This whole game is rigged.
Copy Catch. Ultra. Let's see. He's just got on. What about you? You can claim it whenever you want, Kevin. Because really, I only have like 2 slightly big Christmas builds. And they're both like 1,500 pieces. So, trying to think, what was the last thing I built that was like, I think the Viking Village was a little bigger than that. So, it's really, I would say, like maybe, you know, like 1 week to build both. I don't think I'm gonna run out. And the other thing I have, the polar bears and the Santa sleigh are small. So I don't think it'll be an issue if you build it. You don't have to wait till after Christmas at all. Yeah, but like I said, I don't know if it's actually all 1,200 pieces because it has enough pieces for all three. So I don't actually know if it will take 1,300 pieces. Yeah, because the Viking Village was 2,100, and it took me like 4 streams. But I think at most it would take 3 streams to do one of those, and that's still. I mean, today is the first day, so we still have, like 4 full weeks. Yay! So then, do you want it to be Sunday? Because Sunday is normally my Hogwarts day, or did you want it to be next Tuesday? Either way is fine with me. Like the next time I stream is Sunday, and that's normally Hogwarts. But if you want, and like the long, so I can. Yeah, Kevin got his points just in time. Next Tuesday we're fine? Okay, then I'll build it on Tuesday. But that'll be it. I'll put it in the... Like, sometimes I like put it all where I can just copy paste it. I'll put it in there. He did! He got the Viking longboat. He's been saving and saving. No, you're fine, Steel. He's been saving, and actually it just came in the mail. Like a half an hour ago, the ring said that somebody was at the thing, and I just was like, okay, I'll ignore it and get it later. But it came today. It wasn't supposed to come till tomorrow, but it came today. It's a 3-in-1, but we're just building the boat. Because I already have a Viking long building. Or like the Viking village. So the boat will go with the village. He like just did it. Like just before you said you got your points, he did it. So you didn't miss much. I guess I should make a sound to go with that redemption. Maybe. I don't know how that works. To make a sound with a redemption. But I was looking at who is on that we could raid into. And now I gotta click the right thing. We can either go to Lightning Builder or RC Spaceport. I don't have anything, like I love 9.5 and I love the local brick shop, but I like raiding into people when possible who have like a smaller viewer count because I feel like it helps them more, and they have like 100 people already in their chat. I feel like raiding into somebody who has like a low amount of people watching helps more than raiding into somebody who has a lot. No, you're fine. Listen, you can do all the emojis. In the RC Spaceport? Okay, that's who we'll pick then. So, let's see. Maybe he'll be in my raid now and I won't have to try to type it. It didn't say Rad Builds was on. Like, he's in my, where it says raid now, but he is not, like, on your side where it says channels you follow. Oh, so he mustn't have been on. Oh, he was only on for, like, a tiny, like, oh, let's see. Because when I go to his page, it's not saying he's on. He must have, like, just got off. Who knows? This thing is so weird. Okay, of course it's not in my thing. So, RC Spaceport, all one word. Of course it's not where it can make it easier. Yes, I changed those like after my Sunday stream, I think. I worked on those after that. Or maybe it was Friday. I don't remember. But I know they're new. They're like new. Okay, oh. Stop pressing the thing. If I can spell today, RC space. Fort. Followers should be on. Like you should be able to do. Is it follow it or just follow? Nope, it's not follow either. That's weird. I don't know. I honestly never used that command, so I don't know. Maybe I accidentally turned something off. Let's see. It's very possible that I turned something off that I didn't mean to. Is it that one? Like, there are so many that I don't even know. There we go.